So, this is the match Metal Gear Squadron Rattlers against, I guess it's Sorensen Sabers, but they call themselves Smooth-Brained Rage Squad. But yeah, this is a match of the third week of ISC 2025. And currently the Rattlers have won 2 games, while the Smooth Brain Rage Squadron has won 1 match. But they haven't played against the same opponents yet, so this is really anyone's game. There's no real indication which of these teams is going to win this, I guess. So for the first drop, we are going to be playing, we are going to be seeing River City. And I mean, I have a little map strat for that, but the problem is like I have to do like the lobby stuff, so I don't really want to like leave them out of sight, kind of, I guess. That being said, I mean, first team isn't even locked yet, so I guess I'll just take a second and we are going to look at the map strat for a moment. Hope this works, and yeah, there we go. It's showing a different thing that I wanted though. Maybe I should set it to this. Click. Click. For some reason it doesn't want to swap the map. Ah, okay, now it does. River City Conquest. This is what we're playing. Okay. So, we have the Rattlers playing for Team 1 side, meaning they are over here. And there are a number of really good positions you can play over there. I'm sorry, I'm just setting stuff up so I can see what they're typing, so I can see the locked and the launch and all of that, while still having everything else that's important in view. Okay, yeah, so there's a couple of good positions you can play. The caps that are being played are these 3. I mean, that's luckily enough a map setting. Okay, team 1 is locked, so we're already halfway there. But yeah, team 1 has like really good long range positions over here, which give like decent overwatch on Theta. But they are also kind of limited because of the 3 cap nature. You are not getting as much with these positions in this ISC, and because 3 caps are also kind of slow, not many games actually go to caps, and I certainly wouldn't expect this game to go to caps. So yeah, for that reason, these positions, while limited in their cap control, would theoretically be really useful, but this is a light drop, so I'm not really expecting like a lot of range play. Instead, I think what we're going to be seeing is like some form of pathing towards Theta, or maybe like some flank through the upper city from Team 1. Or maybe Team 2 is trying to go sneaky for Kappa, or through the city. Or, I mean, also could just go directly for Theta. I'm really curious. I have no idea what, how Div G wants to play this. Okay, I have to lock, I have to launch it now. Let's go back to game video, browser stand off. Yeah, let's go. Okay, interesting. Both teams are going with Alpha Spawn. For Team 2, that means they are starting at the bottom of the map. So near the port area. They are at the cargo ship. While for Team 1, it means they are starting up top at the airport. I'm sorry for the Discord ping. Hope that didn't upset anyone. Okay, here we are. So this over here should be where... I'm sorry, I'll have to close Discord. Actually, you can probably not hear it, so I'll just ignore it. This over here should be where Team 2 is spawning, with most of their mechs. Well, over here should be where the dropship will bring Team 1, but we'll see in a second. I guess I must have like skipped the loading / lobby screen. Still waiting for people. I want team display. Oh, we can already see stuff. That's great. Scoreboard, yeah. Looks good. Okay. Yeah, the dropships are coming in. As I said, like Team 2 is going to start over here. Oh, that is an interesting drop. So I'll start with Sorens and Sabers, despite them being Team 2, because we are here already. So they have like 2 Hunchbacks for SP, Bushwhacker X1, 2 Urban Mech R, and 1 Osiris 1P. So the Hunchback 4SP is one of the mechs with the biggest survival quirks out of any mech. So these are like super tanky, and depending on their build, they can have like upwards of 20 DPS. So these are great brawl mechs, and you just send them in. And yeah, they are too damaging for your opponent to ignore them, but they are also super tanky, so they don't die quickly. And the Urban Mech R is the Loyalty Mask Urbi, probably played with 9 SPL, I'm just assuming, or maybe some medium lasers, but they are really brawly, very tanky as well. And yeah, Osiris 1P, glass cannon, really fast, insane DPS. And yeah, Bushwhacker X1, old reliable, probably 3 AC5, 1 light peep. Let's see if we can see the PPC. Oh no, it's the DPS one, it's the heavy machine guns and missiles. Okay, now quick look at Metal Gear Squadron Rattlers. They have an Orion VA. Looks like snubs and like an AC20. Then 3 Javelin 11Fs. Those are machine gun javelins. A Duelist and a Locust 3V. Locust 3V is a knife fighting Locust with lots of DPS. And yeah, the teams are already about to clash into each other. So yeah, this game is not going to go to caps. I don't know why we don't have any sound though. Oh, we have sound. Great. So yeah, Red Phoenix is kind of getting engaged here on his own. And there he goes down. Like the Osiris just dove after him. And as I said, Osiris has giant DPS, so he just goes down. So now Sabers are kind of down a mech, and they are actually down 2 mechs because the Duelist isn't really getting lines right now, and is not getting lines unless Sabers decide to actually push up to the airfield. And I don't think they have spotted the Duelist yet, but they also don't need to push the airfield, so they have time to think about it right now. And for them, this push has been going pretty amazing. Like they have lost barely any HP, and they have super tanky mechs. And they only need to close like a small distance. So they are just preparing for the push, probably debating whether they are actually doing it. While some of their mechs are actually off to get Kappa. Okay, that's the Osiris. That is actually important in the brawl. But yeah, we kind of have just a standoff. Metal Gear Squadron seems to be getting a bit impatient. Mannequin Fartwalker not really knowing. Well, actually, they're just waiting. So I guess this is just is this actually going to caps? Okay, so Dark Fimbulvator is going towards Epsi. Probably just going to actually try and cap that. And if Sabers are really on the ball, they are going to jump as soon as they see Epsi blink. Because at that point they know that if they push the airfield, that Metal Gear Squadron is going to be down 2 max. Okay, they have 2 caps now. Are they aren't moving. Okay, so they are not going to jump despite seeing Epsi blink. Okay, Dusk K9 might actually be getting some lines onto Sabers to spot their positions. And there's the push. I mean, it looks kind of slow. What is... Oh. Metal Gear Squadron is actually moving to, like, meet that push. Like, they are running at them. And it actually is kind of working out for them. The Orion and the Javelin are kind of making quick work of the Urban Mech. Orion is lagged, though. And those Hunchbacks are really, really tanky. Orion is still holding on, though. He's shielding his leg really, really well. And those Hunchies, while tanky, can still go down. Actually, this is looking much closer than I thought. Oh, there's War Crimes. And now it's like 2 versus 3. That being said, Greater Authority is almost down. Thus, K9 will go down as well, though. So now we have a duelist that is completely fresh against like a Bushwhacker X1 that is almost dead, and an Osiris that is almost dead. I think the duelist actually has this, especially because Royalstar is a really experienced player. So he will just stay calm and shoot them. Meanwhile, the Trout is at... Oh yeah, he's just shut down. Yeah, there's no way that this Bushwhacker is winning this. Yeah, I mean, if they are actually like running around in circles around this building for the next like 8 minutes, then Sabers are actually going to win. But otherwise, Royalstar should just kill the Bushwhacker, and that would be game. It's really nice of Trout though to like draw it out a bit, because that gives me the opportunity to like pull over a little macro that will help me quickly target mechs to see what their builds are. Let's go. And now let's see. No, doesn't quite work. I should probably like rewrite it a bit. So now, yeah, Royalstar just needs to cap something, and he can cap any point because all of Sabers is dead. Yeah, I think he will just be waddling to Theta, and as soon as he flips Theta, he should have won that drop. He just needs to waddle there, really slowly, as you do. On press. And yeah, there he is on Theta. If he just capped Theta, the game would end, but that's okay. Like, we're going to see this duelist waddle along from a bit for like just for a bit longer, which, as I said, is completely okay. Just allows me to to work on that thing. Okay. Let's try that. Theoretically, this should now allow me to select max. Ah, that was wrong. Yeah, perfect. Wonderful. Okay, and I'm done with that. Just as Royal reaches the capture point. Yeah, well, that was a really like back and forth game. Honestly, I thought that Sabres kind of had that game initially, like after their first pick, and just looking at their max. I'm just going to copy that and save it for later. So yeah, let's look at the team stats. Oh yeah, Royal Star farming. Yeah, I mean, there's very little that you can do about like a duelist that is just left to its own devices for an entire fight. The Orion also doing really well. And yeah, on Saber's side, Rofew getting that early kill with the Osiris and then like dealing a lot of damage in the ensuing fight later on. Okay, they are kind of relying on me to swap the map though, so I guess I have to do that now. I hope I'll have time to like quickly talk about the drop on map strat though. Okay, now we're on Luthien. Yeah. Yeah, I think Royal Star got top 12 last year, just judging by that badge. I would be lying though if I said that I know what team he was playing for. Maybe one of the 2-8 teams. I really don't know. Anyway, let's take a second to look at the map. This one off, this one on, and map. Okay, so what we saw was like Sabres pathing below the citadel, pushing towards the airfield. Meanwhile, the duelist set up all the way up here. We had the Orion over here. And like after an initial probing with one of the javelins, Metal Gear Squadron got kind of surprised, I suppose, by all the Sabres mechs already being near Citadel. They lost their javelin and subsequently got double capped, but they had a really good airfield defense, and the duelist yeah, kind of got to farm really for at least 1.5 minutes, which turned that brawl around. Yeah, I think we are probably going to see yeah, more of this in the sense that like at this div, and I mean I think just with those rule set overall, few drops go to caps, right? There's just very little happening cap-wise, right? If you have one cap, that can run for basically the entire match without you winning off the cap. And so on most maps, I think the caps are really only going to like, come into play like 10 minutes into the game, and then it might get a bit more dicey. Or if someone gets a 3 cap. 3 cap actually can end the game reasonably quickly. Anyway, let's move to the next map real quick. Okay, I'm still not seeing anyone saying locked, so that is good, I think. So Luthien is new to comp, right? This is the first time Luthien is being played in a tournament. And I mean, Luthien isn't in the game for a very long time overall. Like, I think it's a bit more than a month now. And yeah, I mean, I personally really like the map. I probably grinded the event queue when it launched a bit too much. I think I already have like 200 drops or so on it. So I think on this map I think Dhaka is really strong because like a lot of the distances between the pieces of cover that you have in the center just are at like, oh shit, the map isn't swapping again. That is kind of annoying. I guess I'll just swap this one to Luthien and that should work, right? Oh yeah. That is so unfortunate. Okay, still nobody locked. Okay, as I was saying, like the distances that you encounter on this map are usually like really good Dhaka distances. And you also have like relatively wide angles that you can just push, right? If I push out here, if I push this way, and there's a mech standing here that is meant to like receive that, they can like go back around there, but if I keep pushing, like they will have a hard time just immediately avoiding me. Like there's no immediate withdrawal. So Dhaka usually gets to like push its advantage a bit, get some face time, and Dhaka is also just generally really strong on the IS side right now with mechs like the Bullshark 6 or the Sleipnir. And I think that is mostly owed to how powerful AC5s and UAC5s are. And also just that those mechs, like Sleipnir and Bullshark, just have quirks for those types of weapons, and yeah, they do really, really well with them. So I wonder if we're going to start seeing like Dhaka. Oh, team 1 is locked. That is nice to hear. But there's also like, I mean, these distances here, right? Like 400 to 600 meters. I don't know, did I say something wrong about the Jägermech? Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, there's like a 5-minute delay, so I can only see your chat message like a while after the fact. You're kind of on your own, right? The chatters are talking to each other. I can't really interact with you guys. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, 400 to 600 meters is also good last bomb range. Okay, and team 2 is locked, so I'm going to be launching in a couple seconds. Let's show the team display again. Oh, those are awesome drop decks. Okay, so for Sorensen Sabers, we have two charger 1A1s. I'm assuming those are small lasers with like some LXPL on them. 2 catapult A1s, which have an amazing 6S RAM 6 build. And 2 Bushwhackers X1. I'm assuming those are also the DPS build that we saw on the previous drop. Meanwhile, on the other side for Rattlers, we can see a Stalker 4N, a Fafnir 6R, an Annihilator 1A, 2 Magshot Fleas, and a Light Gauss EPPC Warhammer. Let's actually check out that Warhammer. Oh, it's Silver Bullet Gauss and Light Peeps. That's awesome. Let's see. This is Magshot, right? Can't click it because I'm not really competent. Your Magshot though. Oh, and 1 ear medium. Small adaptation. Oh, I think we should probably be following this brawl push. Like Sabers have really good cohesion, and their brawl pathing in the first drop was also really good. So I'm curious to see them kind of repeating that. That being said, it's kind of difficult to get around on Luthien undetected. It's very possible that this flea of chair glue just spotted the Sabers push, and Sabers might be able to position accordingly and receive. Especially because they have mechs that are very capable of receiving this push. Mostly in the form of the Annihilator and the Fafnir. I'm assuming the Fafnir is probably like a binary Gauss form combination, like 3 binaries, 1 ear medium, and 2 Gauss rifles. But it could also be another build. We will see. Okay, yeah, they have been spotted. The Fafnir is indeed binaries. And the charger starts blasting with LXPL. One of the chargers is crossing. They are kind of alone though. The rest of the team choosing to take a low ground path and going up the ramp afterwards. The Fafnir is eating a lot of damage though, as is the Annihilator. Like, if Sabers just keep pushing this, they could pick up 2 mechs. Annihilator goes down, as does the charger, because Chairglue is running at them from behind and finishing off like the weaker mechs. He doesn't pick up the Trout though, instead going for G.A. Jimmy. And the last charger is also like engaging against the Stalker 4N that is getting backshots on the Bushwhacker. Bushwhacker goes down. The 2 catapults are hunting the flea and they lag it with 2 very precise shots, and the flea goes down. That was really fast. I think the LXPL charger is going to have like a great time chasing that flea, and the catapults now just need to go for that stalker. Good jump jet avoidance on Rofio's part, and the flea is lagged. So the charger is also flanking the stalker at the time. I don't know if the stalker has noticed this, and now I think, yeah, this is very much going in Sabers' favor. Oh no! Self-destruction, he cooked himself. But I think that catapult can still clutch it. Stalker is halved. It's probably going to be standard engine though, is it? No. It's getting CT'd anyway. So there is a lagged flea and 2 catapults. I think this is Sabers' drop. As long as they don't engage it. I'm not sure. Is that catapult like is they are not XL, right? Yeah, if they're not XL, historic gamer might actually stand a good chance of killing Chaglu, but I wouldn't risk it. No, I see the comment live. It's just that you're only hearing my response 5 minutes later. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the dangerous thing. Like they should have left that 3 alone. That was so close. They were so close. They had that game. Awesome though. I love seeing that catapult. I really like it. Um, I remember last year in also in ISC, a teammate of mine played that. Um, who was it again? I'm bad with names. So let's just look at the damage for a moment. Yeah, the catapult's doing really well. The Trout sadly getting focused initially by the Annihilator and the Fafnir, I guess, not getting to do as much damage. And on the other side, that same Fafnir, kind of getting shot to pieces before it could do much. Annihilator with good farm. And one of the 319s, like Cherglu, carrying the late game as a lagged flea. Oh, I didn't know you could see the in-game lobby chat. I thought we were seeing I thought you were seeing the map room. Okay, so I thought I had said something mean about the Jägermeg, and I couldn't even like. Yeah. I'm just swapping teams now. Okay, let's just quickly go to the map strat. Wink, there we are. Yeah, so Sabers had like a really good path for their broad push, I think. They went this way, crossed over here, and smashed into the position of Battle Gear Squadron Rattlers, which had like a Fafnir here, Annihilator here, Warhammer a bit further back, and I think they might have been spotted though when they were crossing here. The flea can actually see that, but there's not really much you can do about that really. Like you could try to engage the flea earlier with your lights, just so it's too busy to notice your push. But I think like the deck that Sabers were bringing didn't have any light makes really, right? It was 2 chargers, 2 bushwhackers, and 2 catapults, right? There wasn't anyone that could have taken that job of distracting, so you could get your main group past the light mech that's scouting, because like there are these like canyons that kind of cut Luthien apart, right? So it's very difficult to move into one of these quadrants without being spotted from Theta. There definitely are paths you can take, but they are very, very long. Like you could go all the way around. And the problem with that is obviously that you take so long that the team kind of has to start asking themselves where you're going, right? They have to be like, okay, I have no idea where these guys are. We should start looking for them, and then you probably still get spotted because there aren't so many places you can be, right? Yeah, and during the push, one of the chargers sadly fell down. I think that might have saved his life, but at the same time, obviously, like he could have also just pushed from the low ground. Shooting into that low ground from the high ground, like from up here, requires you to kind of really like move up here, and that is not something the receive mechs can do. Like, if they do that, they are kind of stepping into the push, and they will just die much more quickly. And it would also kind of cut your team apart, right? They already had 2 mechs here and 2 mechs down here, which is not ideal. But if these 2 mechs step up so they can answer this like ramp push, they would be splitting themselves even further. So I think the Metal Gear Squadron positioning wasn't like ideal, but at least they didn't go and try to like hold that ramp. So what we've been seeing so far, which I think is kind of interesting, is like Metal Gear Squadron is trying to like play more of a receive gameplay, a game plan, while Sabers are brawl pushing. And I think Sabers also have like really good cohesion, like they push together. Yeah, it wasn't XL though. It was not XL. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Yeah. In 5 minutes I will also say that it's not XL free. Okay, team 1 is locked. So yeah. Anyway, what I wanted to say is like Metal Gear Squadron is playing more of a receive type of play. So I'm curious to see where they're going to set up this time, because there's kind of like 3 oh wow, they are also like locked already, so we can't really talk about that. But yeah, there's like 2 major like islands on their side of the map, right? One in, I guess it's Echo 3, and the other one in like Charlie 5, off the top of my head. And those 2, you can either concentrate your forces on one of them, or you can spread it a bit and then rotate depending on where you get pushed. That being said, I don't know if Sabers has the max to like do another really good push deck, because like the chargers are kind of unique in the way they function, and they only have 1 catapult left. They used all their bushwhackers, right? What else could they use? I mean, they still have an Osiris. Oh yeah. Oh, they do. I think they will push though. Those are also like interesting decks. So I'll just try to quickly say what's noteworthy about them. So Sorens and Sabers, I'm playing 3 Crusader 6Ts, which are obviously very fast for a heavy mech and bring a lot of close range firepower. But I'm curious to see how they combine that with the really slow lumbering Dakar of the Bullshark and the Mauler. Also interested in the Mauler build. 3 AC5, 3 AC2. Haven't seen that one in a while. I'm personally like a huge fan of the 6 AC5 one, but I think that would be too slow to accompany that Bullshark. 6 AC5 Bullshark. Yeah, okay. That should go like 53, 54. Maybe they speed tweaked it, I don't know. But yeah, the other side, Metal Gear Squadron is playing like Laser Vomit on the Longbow 7V. On the Trebuchets, obviously as well. I mean, everyone knows the Trebuchet 5J right now, right? The pinpoint lasers. Oh, and they are playing like a mixed build. I don't know about the ear mediums. Like, they are not benefiting from the quirks at all. That is, I guess they get the duration, but they don't get the range, they don't get the heat. The longbow is large pulse and ear mediums. And the Nightstar 9 FC, that is like a personal favorite of mine as well. Like I really like that mech. Let's see if it's the build that I play. Yeah, oh, that is an awesome build. Like, it's relatively cold, 81 damage, Gauss Bomb. And yeah, they are just trading here in the center right now. And I think if it keeps going this way, this is definitely favoring Metal Gear Squadron. Like their mechs thrive at like 500 to 600 meters, which was the distance that we measured initially on the map, if you guys remember. And Sabers on the other side have only really the Mauler and the Bullshark that want to engage at this distance. And the Crusaders, they can pop-tart, but this is not really, like, they are not playing pop-tarty positions. The Crusaders would really rather, like, just slam into the red team at this point. That being said, there is, like, a light versus light fight going on in the back of all this. I think it's a bit too far for the Crusaders to, like, get involved. But I think Sabers definitely, like, they need to come up with something right now, because they are really playing into Metal Gear Squadron's strengths right now. Especially because the Mauler is also, like, a really vulnerable mech against Laser Vomit, because it is, like, it has decent structure quirks, but the CT is just so huge that Laser Vomit will quickly kill it anyway. And the Night Stars and the Longbow taken together should, like, really punish it. And I mean, that is also what we've seen so far. That being said, I think Metal Gear Squadron is kind of too grouped up right now. They are bunching up while they should be spreading out and taking the map. They want to have as many angles as possible because the mechs of Sabers can't really threaten them. But that's not what they're doing. Like, they are bunched up in two groups with two mechs flanking on the sides. And the Trebuchet actually is the first one to go down. No, wait. Oh, he killed the Crud. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. And now the Bullshark goes down. I think the next one is, yeah, the Mauler. And now it's just over for Sorensen's Sabers. Sorensen Sabers, I think. Yeah, that was like a very, like, I like the deck that Metal Gear Squadron brought. That was like a very, I mean, I wouldn't say thematic, but all the mechs have the same range roundabout, except for the Locust, obviously. And they all also kind of function the same way, right? They're all like, they peak and then they stop. There's no Stagger Vomit, there's no Darker, right? They are all Alpha Strike builds. And since all Metal Gear Squadron players are still alive, I think it shouldn't be an issue for them to catch this flea. Like, to contrast that with Saber's build, I think they had an interesting idea, definitely. Like with the, oh yeah, true. Thank you to the GWIS. I'll actually do that right now, and then I'll upgrade it again, update it again after the match. Wink. So here we see the Locust fighting the Flea. The Locust should have like much higher DPS, but the Flea has pinpoint damage, and that can make a lot of difference in a light versus light fight. The Locust also has friends though, and the Flea is already lagged, so yeah. And the Flea goes down. Should be a quick cap win now. Yeah, where was I? Sorensen's Saber's drop deck. It could have been a really interesting two-pronged attack, right? With the Darker mechs taking like a shorter route and then hitting at the same time as the Crusaders come in with like their brawl push. But I think the Crusaders really needed to like get into small laser range. That is like a big part of what makes that mech good. Like having that overwhelming amount of small lasers. So if you're not using that, you're kind of left with like a very squishy summoner, I want to say, kind of. But yeah, let's look at the stats real quick. Longbow farmed and 420 for the bullshark, so that's awesome. Other than that, yeah. I wonder if those Crusaders were XL, because the damage numbers, even on Metal Gear Squadron, aren't that high. But yeah, it's those Crusaders, they only got to use the PPCs, and like I don't want to exaggerate it, but 80% of the power of that mech is in having so many small lasers. Like the PPCs are nice because they give it something it can do when it can't get into small laser range, or when doing so is too dangerous. But not using them kind of does the mech the service. Like, it's if you bring it, you want to have a use case for it. But at the same time, maybe Saber's expected to push. I don't know, but then again, would you want to receive like a charger catapult push, like what they were playing themselves? Would you want to receive that with a Crusader? Probably not. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I have to swap maps again, and we're going to Vitrix Station. So I'm not going to like pull up the. Actually, am I going to pull up the map strat? Yeah, I think we're going to do map strat again. I mean, this time I know what to do for it to actually swap to the map I want immediately. There we go. So, Vitrix Station. Vitrix Station is a relatively symmetrical map. There are some things that are kind of like not really symmetrical. There is this area up here, which is like really good for pop-tarting. This area down here I think is a bit too open to really be played. But what I expect to happen is like Sabers haven't really used a lot of their Daka yet, and they have shown that they do play Daka in general. So maybe they play like a Daka push to the ramp. And if I'm not mistaken, Metal Gear Squadron hasn't shown any Daka yet, so they could like play 3 Bull Sharks and a Sleipnir and just run it down the center. So maybe maybe we have something that actually happened in my match earlier today, where you have like 300 tons of Daka on either side of the ramp, and then those mechs just crash into each other. Like we were playing against 228 Reapers, and they had 2 Bull Sharks, an Annihilator, and the Bounty Hunter, and we had 2 Bull Sharks, a Sleipnir, and a Corsair, and it was awesome. It was just Daka on that ramp for the match win. And both teams have enough Daka mechs to make that happen here as well. And yeah, I don't know, I think there's... I am kind of missing the Daka mechs so far. I was expecting more Daka because the IS Daka is so strong. But maybe maybe it's going to be around now. Other than that, I mean, I think we have Metal Gear Squadron in Team 2 side right now. Team 2 side also has a really nice position for a receive mech. Like over here, you kind of need to jump this little gap, but after that you have like great lines all the way to Theta. At least above ground. Okay, Team 1 is already locked. So yeah, I could also really see Metal Gear Squadron playing a receive with like a Marauder 2 in that position, some Daka mechs near the Citadel, and then just waiting for Sabers to push into them. So far, receiving has worked out pretty well for them, But it would be interesting to see if like maybe Sabers can flip the script on them, because one thing that I know from my own experience is that if your team is used to practicing like receiving and playing against teams that want to push you, it can be very difficult to suddenly like get in the mindset of, okay, now I want to push, now I need to be the one that closes the distance. That can actually like be really, really difficult at times. We could also see like a low ground push coming out of Sabers. Like just this way, up the ramp, and into the back of Metal Gear Squadron. It would probably be spotted, but the advantage is that the big Darker mechs are usually relatively slow, so maybe Metal Gear Squadron wouldn't be fast enough to respond by shooting them while crossing over here. And then you would have like a lot of brawl mechs that get relatively close without losing like all that health to Daka. That being said, like the Daka mechs are really, really strong right now. So I'm not certain that would be enough to win. Like that would be pretty like really up in the air. Okay, Team 2 is locked as well, so I'm going to launch in a couple of seconds. I'll take the map away afterwards. Okay. Yeah, I'm aware the map is still there. Don't worry about it. I just don't want to tap out of my loading screen. I don't know how that is for you guys, but sometimes I just have such poor connection to the game. Okay, I'm in. So let's actually see that. And let's use the time before they can drop to look at their mechs. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Well, that's bad. I mean, it's not terrible. Like, once they are flying in with their dropships, I can still get the mechs to display, but I don't know off the top of my head how I get that menu back. It's not escape. There they are. Okay, so oh, that is really interesting. I didn't expect this. So Sorensen Sabers are playing another push, and it's with the TSP Atlas. Like, this is a mask Atlas, and the usual build is where is it? Like, let me get one of those. Is like snubs and SRAMs. Oh, medium pulse and SRAMs. I mean, medium pulse lasers did get buffed. Okay, this one looked like it was snubs. Yeah, snubs, SRAMs, smalls, and the last one is snubs, SRAM, smalls. So I'm assuming the build that they wanted to go for is snubs, SRAM, smalls, and then they have one that has a bit more longer range with medium pulse. And on the other hand, we have like Daka and like the Atlas RS, and I don't know if people remember, but last year after CS, like the Atlas RS was kind of a star for a while with its 4 LXPL that could just fire forever. Yeah, and it's just for LXPL. So I'm assuming this mech has like a billion single heatsinks and can keep firing forever. So it's a really strong receive. So yeah, this is a really high, really tanky receive setup. But at the same time, like Sabers have an incredibly tanky push as well. Yeah, they are preparing to go over the ramp. Doing that at the same time can be challenging, but they are doing it really well. 10% already on Renaki. 20%, 30%, 40%. But he's still running. Both legs are still present. 50%. He's still running. He just got halved. 40%, and he dies. But that was insane tanking. And I think NT might be overextending with that Osiris. Like the Chargers, the Atlas, they can't shoot anything else right now. That is like 25% just gone. And this Atlas will probably go down. Like the other mechs can't really help, and Royal Star dropped in his Annihilator. So this is like a free mech for Sabers, and they can really capitalize on this. If they now go for Chair Glue, and Mannequin Fartwalker, this can quickly snowball into a huge advantage for them. Also, the mask, the Atlas, the TSP Atlas is just tanking like a beast. Another one that takes 70% health before going down. They should really kill Chaglu though. Chaglu at 37%. And it doesn't look like he's sticked. It looks like he is still 4 guns firing. He's going down though. Atlas RS also going down. Sorens and Sabers are up 1 mech, but their mechs are really beat up. Now they kind of have to contend with Royal Star, and that can be really, really difficult. Even if they manage to group up again. Yeah, they should probably just wait for Anti to engage them, and yeah, Jimmy's down. And Real Light against the Annihilator, will he be able to take it down? I think it's difficult. Annihilator has really good boxes, and that is probably like a brutal AC5 light peak build. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that was like a really good push by Sabers. And great tanking by the Atlas, the TSP Atlas. But yeah, I think at the end, like they're their target priority. Like they should have just let Royal Star be in a low ground Annihilator, let him come up and just clean up those 2 assaults over here. That would have probably won them the game. Like if Chaglu and Mannequin Fartwalker go down with less damage to their assaults, they just mop up Royal Star at the end as well. But still, like a great push, great twisting. I'm expecting like insane damage numbers over here. Yeah, 900 on Royal Star and his Annihilator, 900 and Chaglu's Annihilator, but also like almost 800 on the Charger 1A1 of Real Light and Renarchy. Like it's a 0 bomb, but that was some insane tanking on the push. So that's sadly how it is on the Brawl Rush, right? Some people just die and they don't get to deal any damage, but they helped their team get close, right? That was like a really good. They did really, really well, even though the stats don't show it. Yeah, other than that, like the light mechs of Sabers really farming. And yeah, we're back to the lobby, I guess. I'll just open up the map again. So yeah, that was another brawl push. Now we have the same thing. Wait, actually I need to swap the teams. So sorry, I will be a second. Okay, teams are swapped. Okay. Yeah, map's right. So yeah, yeah, I think the push was really good. But the moment Royal Star dropped, these 2 assaults just need to immediately go there, help their buddy against the Annihilator and the Atlas. And then Royal Star still needs to walk up all this way before he can do anything. And in the meantime, they can just mop up those mechs with their light mechs and their assaults. And if they get like both the assaults, all of a sudden they are 5 versus 3. And yeah, they might be like a bit beat up, but we've seen those these Atlases of Cybers tank amazing amounts of damage. So I think if they manage to keep one of them alive for a bit longer, they would have been able to get that Annihilator as well. And their light mechs were doing amazingly well. So I think they might have managed to get like NT and the other Metal Gear Squadron light mech. But yeah, we still have two. Actually, I'll do this with colors for the teams right now. So we have red Sabers. Sabers still has two bull sharks. I really expect to see those. I would be surprised if we don't see them. If we only see one of the bull sharks, that would be kind of crazy to me. For Metal Gear Squadron, we haven't seen any bull sharks either. So like there's 3 bull sharks unaccounted for, if I'm not mistaken. So is this like the big bull shark drop? Like 5 bull sharks? Is that what we are going to see? I'm kind of expecting bull sharks, but at the same time, I've been wrong before. Maybe Sabers has like some amazing brawl mechs still in their backhand. Like what's still left? Like there's the Skokomish. There are no Chargers, there are no Atlases, there are 2 Orions, but I don't think they are fast enough. I don't know, I think they've also used up, like, I think they've used up most good, brawl push choices. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they are going to bring. Especially because I'm not, like, a big brawl push player myself. Like, the Atlas, the Mask Atlas, I didn't have that on my radar at all. I mean, I know it is comp legal now. 18-1 is locked, by the way. But I really didn't expect to see that here. That being said, like, back to the match for a second. I would kind of expect it to go kind of a similar way, right? Like, the team that's pushing, going up to the ramp again, and the other team either going up to the ramp themselves or receiving in positions that are kind of similar to what we just saw from Metal Gear Squadron. Though Metal Gear Squadron didn't put anyone over here. I don't know, maybe I'm out of touch. Maybe I don't know how to play this map. Yeah, anything else that we didn't see yet that would be cool. I mean, Sabers also still has all the Annihilators. That being said, I don't think Annihilators are as much of a no-brainer as Bull Sharks. Neither team brought Sleipnirs, but I'll forgive them. That's okay. Like, planning around Sleipnirs is kind of a pain because they're heroes, so you can always only bring one. Not everyone likes that. Actually, we could see Hatamoto's from Sabers. Hatamoto is really fast if you play it as a Daka mech. You can have a Daka mech that goes like 70, but maybe that is not the real fast that they are looking for, right? Maybe they have another idea of real fast than I do. Could very well be. What else are we still missing? I mean, Metal Gear Squadron still has 1 Annihilator, right? Yeah, I don't think we have seen any Marauder 2s, right? That being said, I don't think Marauder 2 is like a huge thing either. So if we don't see that, I wouldn't be giga surprised. Okay, I have to launch the match though, so let's do that. Okay. This time I am daring. I tapped out. Uh-oh. I shouldn't have. Actually, it's okay. It's okay. We're fine. Okay, this time I'm not going to click hide. This time I'm going to click team display. And we can talk about the max before it's beginning. Okay, there they are. Sorensen Sabers is bringing Bullsharks. 2 Bullsharks, 2 Annihilators. On the other hand, we have 3 Bullsharks from Metal Gear Squadron, so this is the Bullshark drop. 5 Bullsharks, as promised. 2 Osiris One Piece, 3 Osiris One Piece, so 1 longbow and an arrow. This is a very, like, there are very few different mechs in this drop. Let's actually just show names and plates. And yeah, I really hope this just ends up being like a showdown at the ramp. That would be amazing. Let's see. Sabers are pushing up in groups of 2. Metal Gear Squadron is also pushing up in groups of 2. I think if it ends up being a fight around the ramps, Metal Gear Squadron has the advantage. Like, Bullshark mounts are better than Annihilator mounts. Annihilator can see you earlier. Annihilator has good torso mounts, but Bullshark mounts are really, like, they are high. They are really high. When we were playing this kind of drop, like very similar, literally just a few mechs apart, the Bullsharks outmounted, if you want to say it like that, outmounted the Annihilators, and then the single Corsair kind of shit on the Bullsharks. I'm not going to say who played the Corsair, but maybe it was me. But yeah, like, these ramps, you can do amazing stuff. Like, the longbow is decent as well. Arrow, I don't know, I wouldn't peek with the arrow right now. Like, arrow is just going to eat shit. Because you have to stare. You do have to expose. Like, people can hit it. You can see it already. Like, he is losing health. Oh, actually, the Bullsharks of Sorensen Sabers are Bullshark 2, so no way they are going to push up. They are actually split on the like, sidelines really far back. I think the Annihilators are a bit too wide forward, to play it like this. Like, the Annihilators are going to get focused and die, but so far the Annihilators haven't taken that much damage. Like, the most speed up mech is the longbow, and the longbow is taking damage fast. He's at 65, 60. 55? Is he going to die? Annihilator, meanwhile, at 65. That is probably this one here. Yeah, real light. Real light is too far ahead. But the Bullshark is also almost dying. Gun Raptor dies. Longbow goes down first. Does the Bullshark die? Dark Fibble Raptor dies. Does Dusk Canine die as well? The Osirises. It's the Osirises. They are just eating Metal Gear Squadron. Like, this is a really good ambush. Yeah, I think this is Metal Gear Squadron's game. There's no way they lose it at this point. Yeah, amazing. This kind of happened to us in a scrim, so I know how Metal Gear Squadron is feeling right now. You feel kind of bad for forgetting there are, like, light mechs that can just run up behind you, but Osirises kill you so fast. There's very little you can do against it. Like, you have like 2 seconds tops to do something about it, and then there's the other Osiris that just sticks to your butt, and then you're dead. So yeah, that was a really quick drop. Ending this match 4-1. Metal Gear Squadron versus Sorensen Sabers. Smooth Brained Rage Squad. Last publish. Let's see that damage. Yeah, real light. I thought you were going to die, real light. I was so certain that you were gonna. But yeah, the 2 Annihilators farming their heart out. But I think the real MVPs of this match are the Osirises. Like, it's the same thing as with the Mask Atlas in last drop, right? They only have 280, 240 damage, but that is damage directly to a CT or side torso structure on assault mechs, right? This is crazy valuable damage. Like, the first Bullshark that died, I didn't even look at his health percentage because it was still so high, right? And then he's dead, he's gone. So that was really well played by them. Like, a really good push up the ramp. Yeah, I think we're going to look at that on the map strat real quick, and then I'm going to stop the stream. I just want to, like, quickly draw what I didn't manage to capture with the camera. Okay. Okay, so first of all, we did see 5 bull sharks, right? So just a really quick recap. So we had like bull shark, arrow, an Osiris 1P, and I don't remember the 6th mech, but it's not that important. On the other side we had bull shark, annihilator, and then somewhere over here, I suppose, we had 2 Osirises. So really good focus fire on the people crossing. Like we saw Gun Raptor in his longbow. Longbow is the 6th mech. In his longbow, get focused really hard, and he died pretty quickly. I think he probably got like to around here, and then the Osirises happened. They run up this way, and then they just jump the people at the back, and they ate one of the bull sharks, and then they ate another of the bull sharks. The 3rd bull shark just gets killed from the annihilators from the front, and after that it's just cleanup, right? After that they stack the deck so much in their favor, they win it. But yeah, like that was an amazing last drop, and yeah, I think there were a couple of close matches that also could have easily gone to Sabers. So yeah, I hope they don't let themselves get discouraged, because I think it's kind of like in the KDCM versus Coalition of Overachieving Mech Warriors games, right? Don't know if anyone else here in chat has seen had seen that match, but that also ended up 4-1 in favor of Com, but it was much closer. Like there were a couple drops that could have easily gone in KDCM's favor if just very small decisions had ended up leading to a different outcome. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, and I know this cast was like the greatest. I just wanted to like do a cast after like not having done one in such a long time. And Div G is, I think, like a really cool div. Like the max selection, I think from both teams was on point. Like they were very few mechs where I was scratching my head and wondering why they would bring that one. And the cohesion of Sabers was really nice, and the receives of Metal Gear Squadron were just as good though. Yeah, so I don't know. It's like a very nice nice div to cast, and I also remember playing against Sabers like 2 years ago when I was in Div G with NAF, and I think Sabers played 3-2 against us in that season of ISC, which I think was the best result anyone got against us in that tournament. So yeah, by the way, just a last thing on that. Div G 2 years ago is a very different story than Div G now, so I just want to put that out there so that people know that Sabers also like improved tremendously. Like they are. This looks really good. Like I think it's nice. Nice to watch. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, and see you guys around. Maybe when I stream something else. I guess I should pick up a co-caster though, so it's a bit easier and I have someone to talk to. But yeah,